Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be recording the video for the Unix unit. I'm Shin, by the way, the TA that you see in the back, and sometimes you hear me talk, but I'll be taking over for the rest of the semester, and Jason will be now switching roles with me. But yeah, let's get started. This is the video for the async lesson, because we do not have lab on Tuesday, and this activity that you're going to have to complete, the thing will be attached in the announcement you should be able to see along with this video, would be due on this Friday. Alright, so here's the things due. On top of the async, activity you're supposed to be doing and completing by Friday, you also have these things due. So you have your extra credit Unix simulation quiz. It's going to be due on the 7th, which is also on Thursday. It's going to be due on Thursday. So 2 days after lab, that should be when it's due. This is a Thursday. Before 11:05 p.m. and the password is going to be simulation. And then you have your Unix checklist. It's supposed to be due on Thursday. However, because the simulation is due on Friday, I think it makes more sense for it to be due on Friday as well. I don't know if that's fully allowed, but I'm going to keep it that way, and hopefully that's fine. But it's going to be due on Friday, and then 2 days after that, you have the grace period for turning in late. Again, 10% off on top of the overall possible scores. Okay, and so basically the way you complete your Unix checklist is how you've always been doing. So you're going to go into your Laulima website, you're going to go into lab content, and this is where you'll be able to locate, if you go to week 11, this is where you'll be locating your blank Unix assignment checklist and your Unix assignment checklist files. You have to download both of these. The blank Unix assignment checklist docs is going to be documentation, which remember you guys have to check off to turn in alongside with whatever else you're turning in. And the Unix assignment checklist files are the files you're going to be manipulating using the Unix commands you have learned in your simulation, along with what you're learning today. Yeah. And remember to submit everything, okay? The next thing that's going to be due, is your GIMP async activity. That's going to be due the day before lab as always, and it's going to be found in content week 12. And it's kind of the similar instruction to Unix, where you're going to have to download the GIMP software. Make sure you download it directly. You're going to download the tutorial simulation, open up GIMP simulation, and open up the GIMP tutorial files, and then you'll be able to manipulate the files that you download from here. And then last thing would be your lecture week 12 quiz. It's going to be due on the 11th. Password's going to be lecture. But yeah, so we'll get started. Alright, so what is Unix? Unix is a powerful operating system used in governments, education, and various industries. So right now, what you're operating on, if you are on a Mac or if you're on a Windows, what you're operating on is a GUI, which is a graphical user interface. What that means is that what you are doing, like when you're clicking on something, when you're entering, when you're opening a tab, closing a tab, when you're, for example, opening your file explorer, stuff like that, and entering a folder, stuff like that, everything that you're doing, you could see with a graphic icon, a display, something like that, right? You can see your cursor, where you're going, where you're clicking on. Versus a non-graphical user interface, which means, for example, in this case, Unix, what that means is that you will not be able to see graphically what you're doing, right? So everything's going to be text-based and case-sensitive. Please remember, case-sensitive is very important. All right, moving on. So what we will be working on would be the Unix computer. It's a computer system run by and UH students will have access to that with their username and the password. 2 bullet points to note is that it has 20 megabytes of disk space, and it will be used to publish. It could be used to publish pages onto the internet. Those 2 points are more important on the upcoming unit of HTML, which is after GIMP, but right now that is not as relevant. Alright, moving on. So what we'll be using is a secured shell SSH, which is a protocol, and what you do is you log into Unix computer over a network, and you execute commands on a remote machine. And what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to move files from one machine to the other. So you have the local computer, which is your computer, and a remote computer, which is the Unix computer. And SSH, what it does, it protects the files and folders you upload onto SSH, and also we'll be doing that through FileZilla, which is required software you should have downloaded before you're able to do today's lab activity. Alright, moving on. So hierarchy. So as discussed previously in files management, your folders and your files have a certain hierarchy. Obviously, you have a folder structure, right? When something's in something, like the folder that holds everything is a root folder, and each singular folder is called a directory, and vice versa, and stuff like that. Alright, so it's really crucial to know where you are and how the hierarchy of your folder structure looks like, or else you can get lost very easily without the graphical user interface. So the command you could use often to check what you could go into and also where you are basically would be the command ls, which lists and shows the files and directories of where we are right now. ls/l, which means long list, will let you see the files and folders with its permissions. So who's able to access those folders and or files, and also if it is a file or folder. Alright, and then I'll talk about change directory and we'll get started. So change directory would be the command cd, and that allows you to go into a folder or go into a directory, and cd ... lets you go into a folder, like going to go back to directory. So when you put the command cd, you have to put the name of the folder that you want to go into. When you put cd ... it will just move you back one folder, and cd ... just allows you to go several, and then cd tilde, which is that squiggly thing, what brings you back to the root. Alright, and remember this is case sensitive, so let's just get started. So in order for you to have located this video, you should have located the Unix folder, and the folder should have these items along with the tutorial video, but right now obviously it doesn't have a tutorial video because I'm recording it right now. And what you do is you download the Unix lab activity, the Unix activity folder. After you've downloaded this, you're going to unzip, and then you're going to go ahead and extract this. Alright, after you have extracted this, you are going to, you can close that up, and you're going to open FileZilla. So I'm going to connect again because, yeah. I'm going to, so you should have typed in, sorry, let me show you guys. So you should have typed in uhunix.hawaii.edu. Sorry. Oh my gosh. .edu, and then you're gonna type in your username, and then for your for UH, and then your password, and then port 22. I'm gonna do that one more time. After you've done that, you're gonna go ahead and locate your Unix folder that you have downloaded and unzipped. So I have right here you're gonna locate your Unix activity folder that you have downloaded and zipped, and you're going to drag that from your local side, so your left side, to your right side. After you've dragged that along, this should pop up transfer finished, and it should say, it should have said on your side at least, like transfer successful, and like all files have been transferred. However, I had one error. I don't know what's wrong with that, but we're just gonna ignore that issue for now. Yeah, we're just ignore it. Alright, after you've done that, we're gonna also open up command prompt. So if you're on a Windows, you have command prompt. If you are on a Mac, it will be terminal. So in here, you're going to type in XLIN, oh sorry, you're gonna type in SSH, so secured shell, space your UH username at uhunix.hawaii.edu. And then you're going to type in your password. Keep in mind, when you're typing in your password, you cannot see what you're typing in. It would just type in, and you have to just press enter, and if it went through, it should have went through. Alright, after he has connected, this should pop up. Just say, well, welcome to uhunix.hawaii.edu, whatever. Alright, so after you've done that, we are now going to type in ls. So type in ls would, again, like what I said, list what is inside my student folder, which is XLIN. Alright, so you can see that right now I have my, let's go ahead and do that too. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Alright, so let's do an ls again. Alright, sorry, ignore that. You should have just your public underscore.html folder. Oh, well, you wouldn't have that right now. You should just make sure that you can locate the Unix activity folder. And so after you've done that, you're going to go ahead and type in the word script, and then basically I have there, so your name, the word script underscore Unix .txt. So what this is going to do is it's going to start a script, and it's going to basically copy and record everything you put into command prompt and put it into the script. And it's going to save it as a text file, and that's how I'm going to grade your lab activity. So it should say script started file is, and then the name that you have typed in. After you've done that, let's do ls again and just check that it's there. So it is there. That's good. Alright, before we move on, we're going to configure our terminal shell to ensure that our commands are going to be working properly. So we're going to type in cp space tilde, which is a squiggly thing, ogawa m /ics /cshrc space tilde slash again dash again slash whatever. Alright, after you type that, just enter. Oh, I did the wrong thing. Okay, let's do that one more time. Okay, so cp tilde ogawa m /ics dot cs, wait, not space, dot cshrc space tilde dash. Alright, that should have done it properly. So what we're going to do, we're going to do ls the subtraction sign a, and what that's going to do, it's going to list out all the properties of the files and directories. So it should also show all the hidden files like cshrc. Sorry. Alright, so now we can see that it's there, the cs thingy, so we know that it's all good. Hopefully everything should be working fine. So now we're now going to go into our Unix activity folder. So we're going to type in cd again, that's change directories, and we're going to move into the Unix activity. Remember, this is case sensitive, so let's just say I put Unix activity, right? It will not let us go in because everything is case sensitive. So make sure that you're typing in exactly what you have capitalized, whatever spaces you might need, which we'll talk about later. Enter, and now we can see that we have entered the Unix activity folder. So after we do that, let's type in ls to check what's inside, what files and folders can possibly be inside the Unix activity folder, and we'll do enter, and you can see now there's only ascent folder. That's where we can only go into. So we can type in cd ascent, and now I'm going to just show you guys the different moving commands, the cd commands. So we're going to do cd ascent, we're not going to be in ascent, and you can see every single time we enter a folder, our file path right here, you can see I've highlighted, is showing where we are right now. So right now we're in the ascent folder, right? We can type in ls again, and now you can see we have a side, b side, inventory, and mid. Now if we type in cd ... that's going to move us back 2 directories. So the ... will move us back 1 / again, which allows us, so if we're in a set right now, we move back 1, we're going to be into the Unix activity folder. And then we have the / again. So now this should move us back into our username folder. Let's check. Yes, that we have done that correctly. Alright, after we've done that, I'm gonna show you guys another moving command. So we're gonna do cd, and then we're gonna type in the file path of where we want to go. So we're gonna type in cd Unix activity, but instead of just pressing enter now, we're gonna do /, and we're gonna do ascent /a side. So now we're basically using this command to enter multiple folders, because we're typing in the file path itself. So we're going to basically be going into a side, but obviously we have to type in the entire path, or else it's not gonna be able to recognize a side, because if you are in the username folder, as we can see right here, the username folder only has the public _HTML folder and the Unix activity folder. So there's no a side folder. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. There. Sorry. Ignore that. That was an accident. Alright. So now you can see I'm in my A side folder. So now we're going to do ls dash, subtraction sign L again. So that's going to do a long list of what's inside and what's not. So you can see that we have your heaven and light folder. The way you know that this is a folder is it's going to display blue, but some people's devices, you're not going to have any colors. So the way you know this is by the long list command, which allows you to see the permissions and everything. So when you see when you see D in the beginning of your folder, or when you see D in front of the list of like the properties of your item, D means directory. So that means that this is a directory. When you have a dash in front, that means that it is a file. Make sense? Makes sense. Alright. Moving on now. So now we can see that note from team.txt and fandom.txt, those are both files. And then the heaven and light is both folders. So, what we're going to do now is we are going to do, use the command more. Sorry, let me check the slides first. Where's the slides? Alright, let's go through all the slides, in fact. Okay, so, before we just do the whole activity. So, you have the wildcard command, which is the star sign. And what that's going to do is going to represent the name of the directory or file, or represent a part of a name. So, for example, if you were to put the star at the end of a name, you'll be able to enter that name. So, let's just say I want to... Okay, wait. Let me go through more. More of the commands. Alright, so you have the command rm, which is remove, and that would delete a file. So you do rm space and then the name of the file you want to remove. And then you have the command cp, which is copy. So you do cp space and then the name of the text file you want to copy. And then you would put the location of where you would want to put that file into. And copy that file into. And you have mv, which could be move or remove. So when you want to move an item, you do mv, and then you do the text file name and then the location where you want to move it into. If you want to rename a file, you just put mv, the name of the current file right now, and then space, and then the name that you want to rename it into. And then there's some more commands. So you have pico, which allows you to create and edit a text-based file. You have make directory, mkdir, which is make directory basically. And then you put space and then the name of the directory you want to make. You do mb, which is, I'll go over every single one individually when we're moving on. So we're just gonna do this. So right now you're gonna type in more. Sorry. You're gonna now type in the word more. Sorry, I was typing in a different tab. So you can type in more space, and more is going to let you display a text file. And then we're gonna type in quotation marks note from team. The reason why we are using quotation marks .txt. The reason why we are using quotation marks is because there is space in the text, in the file name. So I've spoken about this before, but when we're renaming something or naming a folder or a file in general, you have to be careful with spaces because that can cause issues. Because in this case, when we're working with Unix, the spaces tells the system that you are entering a new command. But in this case, note from team is one singular item, so you want to put it in a big quotation to basically let it know that it is one item. So you want to do more space, quotation, and that stuff, and you do enter. And what that's going to do is it's going to display what is in that text file. So you're going to keep doing enter, 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 enter. And whenever you press enter, it would display a new line, right? I'm going to hold on to enter to just let it display. That's how you know you have used more properly. More displays parts of a text file, and when you press enter, it will display more. Alright, now you will do cat, and now I'll show you guys the wildcard. So you're going to type in the word cat, space, and you are going to type in N. You're going to just do note, and you're going to do the wildcard, the little star. So now we don't have to worry about the spaces, because what it's going to do is it's going to look through all of the files and folders within this folder. So in our A side folder, there's Ascent, Light, Note from Team, and Phantom, right? And it's going to just look for the file that starts with the word note and autofill for the rest, because there's no point of like, that's what the wildcard does. Right, so if there's another file that's also starts with note, then that's obviously an issue. I can honestly just do N if I really wanted to, because there's only one folder or file in this folder, in the A side folder, that starts with N. But I'm just gonna do note just so I know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna do enter, and now you can see that the cat command displays the entire text file instead of partially, like the more command. All right, now we're going to read at the beginning of it. So, the beginning of the text file. So, it says, "Hi Jet, you are the last one alive. The team is counting on you. The rest of the team is unfortunately unable to stop them, and they took all 4 of us out. Other than you. So, you're our last hope. We believe you've got this. Easy clutch." Some of the important information to note is that the spike is planted on B, triple, so there's no point in checking on A. Mid is not fully cleared, so please be careful, and they're likely all on B, so please check your angles. And they all also want us to pick up a Phantom from our fallen teammate that we have dropped, so let's just make sure that we do that. So now we're going to type in LS again, just to remember where we are again, and we can see that we have read the note from the team, and it's telling us to copy, it's telling us to pick up a Phantom, so that's what we're going to do next. We're going to now type in CP Phantom .txt slash, oh sorry, space dot slash, sorry, where's dot slash inventory. So what this is going to do is it's going to copy the phantom.txt, and it's going to move back 1 folder, so it's going to go into the Sent tab, and it's going to go back into the inventory. So if I do enter now, I'm going to do ls, you can see that the phantom.txt is still there. It's not removing it per se. But now we're going to do cd. We know that also A side is clear, so we're going to go back. So we're going to do cd dot. Now we're back into Ascent, and we're going to do ls. There's the inventory folder. Let's check that our Phantom is inside, so we're going to do cd. I'm going to just do I. And then wildcard, right? Let's just get used to using wildcard to make our lives easier, so we don't have to type the whole name. You don't have to do this, but I'm gonna do this. Now we're in the inventory folder. We're gonna do ls again, and now we can see the Phantom is inside, so we are all good. Now we're gonna go back into Ascent, so we're gonna do cd dot. That's again how we move back 1 folder, and we're gonna do cd mid. We're gonna do ls, and we can see that there is a file called bottom-mid.rtf, and then there's a folder called mid-pizza. So obviously we can't go into a file, but we can go into a folder, a directory. So we're gonna do cd mid-pizza. In fact, I'm just gonna type in m. Now we're gonna do ls, and now you can see that there is a text file called crickets.txt. So what this means is obviously there's nothing in here. So what we're going to do is we are going to rename the pizza folder. So we're going to go to cd dot again. We're going to move back into our sent folder, and we're going to rename the pizza so we know that we have checked this already. So we're going to do mv mid pizza space mid pizza underscore checked. Enter. Now we're going to do ls, and now we can see that the mid pizza folder has been renamed. Alright, now we're going to move on. We're going to go back into Ascent now. So we know that mid has been checked, A is cleared, and now we only have 1 choice, which is going to be B side. So we're going to do cd, let's do ls again. Again, get used to doing this to make sure you know where you are. So we're going to do cd B side, or honestly you can just do B. Alright, now we're in B side. We're going to do ls again to know where we are. So we have B main, defender, hull, and market to check. So we're going to now check B main first. So we're going to do cd. I'm literally just going to type in B again. Alright, now we're in B main. We're going to do ls, and we can see that there's an enemy. So what we want to do is we want to remove the enemy. So we're going to type in rm, and that's the remove command that allows you to remove and or delete, basically remove or delete files. Again, you can only delete files with this command. So you're going to do rm, and since there's only, we're just going to type in the whole word enemy. Alright, or you can literally just do E, wildcard, enter. We're going to do ls, check if it's gone. There's nothing in the B main folder. We're going to now go back. Alright, now we have checked in B main. Let's check Defender Hall. So we're going to do cd, and then I'm just going to type in D. Alright, now a D wildcard. And then now we have enter the Defender Hall. We're going to do ls. There's nothing in here, so we're just going to go back. Alright, now we're going to do ls again. Again, it's just a habit. I don't need to keep doing this, but I like keep doing it just so I know where I can go. We have checked B main. We have checked Defender Hall. Now we can go to market. So we're going to go to cd m wildcard. Now we're in market. Let's type in ls. You have the door and enemy sage. So we're going to now remove the enemy by doing rm again. And we're going to do E this time. Now we're going to do ls. Now there's only a door, so we can go to cd and we can go into door. I'm gonna do D again. ls. Now you have lane.txt. I mean the Excel. Is that Excel? I think that's Excel extension. And then you have site. So obviously I can't go into lane, so we're gonna go into site. So we're gonna go cd site again. So S. ls. And now you have boathouse, stairs, and triple. So let's check. Let's go ahead and check boathouse first. So we're gonna do cd b. ls, no one here. We're gonna go to cd dot dot. Go to cd triple. Where no, let's go to stairs. So S. ls. Oh, we have enemy raise. Okay. However, what you can see is that enemy raise is a folder. So, if I was to do RM right now, and I do E, like we've done before, it's not going to let us remove it because enemy raise is a directory. So, what we need to do is we are going to type in remove directory E. Or let's just type in the whole thing just so we know what we're doing. Enemy raise. So after we've done that, enter. Now it should have properly removed it because it's not going to have a pop-up saying you cannot remove it. So it's been removed. Now we can go back into site. So now we're back on site again, and we have checked boathouse. There's nothing in there. We have checked stairs. We've cleared stairs. Now we can go into triple. So we're going to go to cd triple ls. So now we can see that when we go into triple, there is a spike. And what we want to do is we want to diffuse this spike. So we're going to, let's go into spike. So we're going to do cd spike ls. And we are going to now, and we can see that now we have located the spike that we want to diffuse, and we want to diffuse this spike. I just said that again. Jesus. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to type in, we're going to use the touch command to create a note. So we're going to do touch, we're going to type in touch, spike note, .txt, enter. So type in ls again, you have your spike note and your ticking spike.txt. I should have been one folder, I think. It's fine. Alright. So, what we're going to do now... Ooh. Okay, let's go back one. Sorry. So, cd dot dot. Let's make sure we're in triple, and let's do that one more time. So, we're going to do touch spike note.txt. Alright, so now you should have your spike and your spike note. What we're going to do now is we are going to do pico, and we're going to do spike note.txt, or you can just do spike n, you know what I mean? But for example, if I do spike, it won't let me because there is two spike items. So we're gonna do spike n, wildcard, enter, and now this is going to pop up. What this is going to do is it's going to allow you to edit a text file. So Pico allows you to, so touch only allows you to create a file, right? Pico allows you to create and edit a file. So what I like to do personally is I like to use the touch command to create something, and I like to use the Pico command to edit something. So we're going to type in Spike is located in triple. I have 12 seconds to fuse before the spike goes boom. Alright, we're just gonna type that in. Alright, after we've typed out, you're gonna click Control on your computer. You're gonna do Control O. And that's going to save that item. Wait, Control O, sorry, enter. So Control O and then enter. That's gonna save the item, and you're gonna do Control X. And then now we're gonna type in Control X closes the file. So you're gonna do cat, and you're gonna do spike and wildcard again. And now you can see that what we have typed in has properly saved using Control O, and cat displayed what was inside. Alright, after you've done that, what we're going to do now is we are going to now we're gonna type in we're gonna now make a directory. So we're gonna type in mkdir, so that's gonna make a directory, and we are going to name it diffused spike. Enter. So now you can see that we have our diffuse spike, our spike, and our spike note. What we're going to do is we're going to move, so we're going to type in mv spike note. Sorry, spike, and let's just that. And we're going to do /. Wait. Let's see if I did that correctly. Let's see. Is that gonna work? Explain my mistake and we'll fix my mistake. So, what I did is I try to move the spike note into the fuse spike. But what this is doing is it's moving one folder back and renaming it on accident. Because again, MV could be a rename command as well. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and record me fixing this, but I'll probably put on the subtitle like where to stop before where I have made the mistake, so we know that, so no one would make the mistake just like me. I'm just gonna Alright, so I've basically moved the item back into triple. So I moved it back into triple. So I moved the diffuse spike that I accidentally renamed into triple. And then I moved it back into the diffuse spike folder. And then I moved using cd command, and I went into the diffuse spike. I checked if the diffuse spike note is inside, and I renamed it into diffuse spike note. I renamed it as spike note. Sorry. And and we're gonna make sure that we're in triple now, and we're gonna do ls, and now you can see we have the diffuse spike and the spike folder. So the spike folder, if we were to try to remove the spike folder and we do what we did earlier, mr, so remove directory spike, it will not let us remove it because the directory is not empty. So remove directory, that command would only allow us to remove a folder or directory that is empty. But because spike node had a file inside, it's not going to let us remove it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do rm, which is the remove command for files. But you're going to type in rm, so remove recursive r, so the minus sign r spike. And what that's going to do is it's going to the rm recursive r command. The recursive r command basically applies the command recursively, so to all of the items inside. So now if we, it went through. So now if we do ls again, now we can see that the spike directory has been removed. So again, the minus r command applies, the recursive r command applies the command that we are using, so the rm command in this case, to all the files and directories within. So in this case, it will remove the directory and even the contents inside. So now we want to, we're done with the activity. So what we want to do is we want to rename the Unix activity folder, but we are all the way like deep in here. So we can technically go cd // but we don't want to do that because that's a lot of work typing all that out. So we're going to do cd and we're going to type in tilde, which is the root thing, the squiggly thing. Now that's going to bring us back to our root directory, which is our username directory. Now we can do ls and we can see that we are back into our root directory, and we want to do mv, again that's rename or move. We want to rename it, so we're going to do Unix activity space, and then we want to type in a new name. So we're going to do Unix underscore activity underscore done. You don't have to do the underscore between Unix and activity, but I did that on accident, so we're just going to keep it like that. Now if I do ls again, we can see that the Unix activity folder has been renamed, and now we want to type in ls-l, and now you can see the commands for everything. So what we want to do is we want to now use chmod to change the permissions on the Unix directory. So let's check the folder. So chmod is going to be a command you'll use to set permissions. So there are specified permissions that you can set, that can use for chmod, and it will be 3 numbers. Again, you can only put 3 numbers in with values that dictate the permissions. So yeah, so the command usually would look like this. It would be chmod space recursive r space the number, the values for the permissions space, and then the folder you want to apply it to. Alright, so in this case, for example, right, the read permission is going to be the value 4. The write permission is going to be the value 2, and the execute permission would be the value 1. So in this case, for example, the first one would be the permission for the first permission. This, for example, in this case, the 7 will be permission for the owner. The second permission would be the permission for the group, and the last permission would be the permission for the others, so everyone who's outside of UH. So group in this case would be everyone that has access to UH Unix. Alright, so I'm not gonna have you guys practice because I'm not there to watch you guys practice, but if I was to set my permissions so that their owners can read, write, and execute, and the groups can only read and write, and others can only read, the values would become 754, because the read permission is 4, the write permission is 2, and execute permission is 1. So for the owner, it will be 4 plus 2 plus 1, which would be 7, right? Alright, for the group, you can read and execute, so it would be 4 plus 2, that would be, sorry, 4 plus 1, which would be 5, right? And then the others can read, so the read permission would be 4, so they would have the 4 value. Make sense? Makes sense. All right, now we're going to do that. So we are going to now type in chmod -r space 754 space Unix. I'm just gonna do U, actually. Wildcard, because the only item in here that starts with a U is Unix activity, whatever. I don't want to type all that in. So we're gonna do enter. And now if I do ls, I don't know if the command would change. I mean, not that I don't. Okay, so you can see now the command has changed, right? So they have, so it would be the read, write, execute. Yeah, okay. So you can see right here. So for the Unix activity done folder, it's a directory. So that's what the D is. And then the 3 would be read, write, and execute. So the owner would have all 3 permissions. You can see for the group, you have the read permission and the execute permission, but no write permission, right? And then the last little group, the little cluster of 3, would be for others, and it will be they will only have the read permission but no write or execute. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. All right, after you have done that, what we're going to do now is we are going to now, for PC users, you're going to now click on the top corner of your command prompt. You're going to click on edit. You're going to do select all. You're going to control copy, and then you're going to open your notepad on your PC, and you are going to paste everything that we have done so far in. Now you're going to do file, save as. You're going to locate somewhere on your computer that you could access this, and you're going to type in shin log. Because I already have my logs from before, I'm gonna do, what section is this? We're gonna do section, are we in section 4? I think we're in section 4, right? I don't know. Okay, that's section 4, right? And then now we're gonna do save. After we have saved that, we're going to now do exit. Sorry, space exit. Oh no, that's notepad. Sorry, I was wondering why it's white. All right. Don't save. Now we're gonna type in exit, and now we have exited our script. So that's going to close the script. And now then we're gonna type in log out. That's gonna log us out of Unix. So now it's closed, and then we're gonna do exit. If you type in exit again, it's gonna close your entire command prompt. So make sure you have saved everything properly before you type in exit again. And now it's going to close it up. Alright, so now you've done that, we're going to go back into FileZilla. And you can see in your FileZilla now, let's refresh. Now, yeah. So after you've refreshed, you should be able to locate your script that we have made and saved. And you're going to go ahead and drag that to your local side. So again, your right side is your remote side, so you can't access this unless you log into Unix, or through FileZilla. So we're gonna go ahead and click on that. We're gonna drag that into a folder that, or like somewhere on your computer that you could trust. So I'm gonna find my downloads. Where's my downloads? Or actually my documents. I'm gonna drag that into my documents folder. And after I've done that, I'm gonna check that it's there before I close this up. So documents. Yeah, so you can see that I can locate this, and also have my log. So now you should all be done. After you've finished that, you're going to go into Laulima, and you're gonna go to Digital Dropbox. And then there should, it's fine. There should be, yeah, a Unix activity Dropbox for you to open, and you should be able to attach. Again, I just I just want you to attach your log that we saved and your script that we have saved. Just the text files. Do not zip anything up. You can submit either one if both are working just fine, or you can submit both, but I just want them. Just these. Not zipped up. Please do not zip it up, okay? Alright. But yeah. If you have any questions, please email me, but yeah.